deal. With the chief light bearer from the other side, they're making a deal. It's an alternative thing for one hell of a ride. So you call on the bearer of light. He offers you a plush cushion to relieve you from your discerned plight. Don't bother to calculate the interest as a benefactor of his door. You get what you want for a moment in time as he confiscates your soul. You're making a deal. As a shooting star in a temporal glide, you're making a deal. That cinder at the end of the ride, you're making a deal. With the chief light bearer from the other side, you're making a deal. It's an eternity thing for one hell of a ride.
Good evening, or morning, depending on your time zone. From the Pacific to the Atlantic to you worldwide. Get yourself a cup of java and find a comfy, easy chair. And get ready for Gary and his guest on Night Dreams Talk Radio. After Dark. And now, here's Gary.
And here I am. Boy, it's already 9 p.m. here, Pacific West Coast time. Paul, James has some more questions for you. James, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just curious. Your conduit there that you talked to who conduits with the aliens, what is the reason why they take people against their will? Because I got to tell you, I've talked to many. I've researched this for 30-plus years, and I can't list the list of how long it is that a lot of abductees got post-traumatic stress. They're scared to go to bed at night because they're taking them against their will, and they're doing a lot of stuff against them. Not only that, some of these people, they've seen other abductees on these ships while they're on there, and they're not coming back. So what's going on with that?
Well, I could tell you, James, that the ones that communicate to me are not abducting. Their mission is to guide us. They're called the Watchers, and I think they're mentioned in the Bible too. And they're kind of like the angelic realm. So their mission is totally different than any of the other races that and species that may want to abduct for either self-preservation or for just experimentation or anything else that they may have a reason to do. These Watchers do only one thing, and that is watch, guide, and try and assist us to evolve spiritually.
Okay, interesting. Now, when you say spiritually, what do you mean by that? How are they connected spiritually if they're basically mostly intelligent beings? How's that? Where's the connection there?
Well, see, this is where, and I think I could probably repeat a little bit of what was missed last time. Essentially, the spirituality is part of the intelligence of the species. So we are flawed in that way, and we are under a quarantine because if we were to have the technology that we're hoping to get from Disclosure, it would backfire on the individuals that would be giving us technology, because we'd be using it against them because we're genocidal. And eventually, that's what would happen. That's why we are under this quarantine. That's why you may see shit and the governments are keeping and waiting for them to tell us things, but it's to protect ourselves from ourselves and protect everyone else from us. As I mentioned before, but it got broken up. Both the benevolent beings and the malevolent beings are in agreement to keep us under quarantine because we are such a dangerous species. So the spirituality part is really about giving up the things that are the negative part of being human. All of the hatred that we have, the materialism that we have, the way that we conduct ourselves with people that are different from us. We need to release ourselves from that in order for us to be part of that community again.
So if they're here to guide us, they're not here to protect us from anything or to help us, just to guide us. Is that correct?
Yeah, and actually, you make me think of a good point, and this is something that Bob Dean mentioned live. This planet is important to the universe. It's critical because it is kindergarten for our spirits. You see, our spirits are in our bodies, and it's really our spirits are experiencing this tier where the spirit learns about love, about creativity, about pain and suffering, all of those things that make us human. This is what the spirit learns here. So that's why this planet is so important to the universe. Because what happens is that the spirits are done with their lesson, they go on to a next level. If they learn their lesson, they don't learn the lesson, and they come back and they learn it. For example, a rapist, when that rapist passes, may come back and become a rape victim to learn the lesson. So they're protective about the planet. The planet is very special, and it was made for this reason. For us, they could care less about us, but it's the planet that they're concerned about.
Okay. So then they don't have empathy, and they're just basically, they kind of look at us as what, maybe ants? I mean, because surely they look at us not even close to being on their level, any level for as matter as that goes. So, I mean, it's got me thinking, if the planet is special, then it's probably not us then to them.
Correct. Right. And it's not that we're ants. No, it's just that we're dangerous. That's all. We don't have that level of sophistication to be able to have the ethics to understand something as momentous as the nuclear power, for example. And, if you think about all of the technology that they possess, think of what would happen if we had that technology. I don't think we would use it only for good. I think we would weaponize it, and things would be difficult.
So does our government know about this certain species that's, watching us?
I don't know if they know about the species that's watching us, but they certainly know about the quarantine and the reason. And I think the government has an agreement to keep things secret, because I think if we were to have that technology released to us, I think it would be a infraction, a universal infraction, and then I'm pretty certain that there would be some consequences that I think the government is actually protecting us from the other races, so that we don't have that technology.
Now, have we ever seen this species, their crafts, or are they some of the crafts that have crashed, or are these different ones?
I don't know the ones that crashed. There are so many. I think Bob Dean indicated that there were like 57 species that were documented by NASA. NASA's secret, organization. I wouldn't know.
Right. So, what is so their plan is that they abduct us once in a while, but they're only here to watch us. They're not here to guide us and pretty much make sure we don't destroy the Earth for them. Is that kind of what's going on? Again, the abduction part, it could be just a theater, just to keep us on our toes. Just like the crop circles, the crop circles, in my belief, I think they're nothing more than a high-tech graffiti, just to, keep us confused. It could be pranks. We don't know if the abductions are sanctioned by an organization. We don't know if the abductions are being done by a pirated type of species. We don't know that part. But I do know about the Watchers, and I do know about the Lyrians, and I do know about the Arturians. The others, I'm thinking maybe there may be some sanctioned abductions, and that relates to what's happening with Dulce. But there may be others that are, you're dealing with species that are way advanced beyond us. They may not be, more intelligent than us, but they're advanced. And when you may have, teenagers going around doing pranks, and regardless of the technology or the cars or whatever they have, it's a prank. So I'm thinking that what's going on may not entirely be sanctioned by organizations or races. I'm thinking that there's a lot of rogue activity going on. Right. Well, speaking of that, you think maybe they might want to take over our world? What do you think about that?
No, I don't think they have any interest in that. There's so many other worlds out there that I think they're more interested in just keeping us either in fear, so that we have a kind of attitude towards them, or just keeping us questioning things, so that we are never able to really evolve and to get together as a group to really try and expose what's going on.
Yeah, that to me, it's just, I don't know. There's a lot of negative overtones. I mean, if I wanted to abduct people against their will, maybe put some implants in, maybe to say I misinterpret myself saying I'm just guiding you, but I don't want you to learn too much so you can, learn about me. kind of watch you. I'm more